Hello, Keith Abell here. Just wanted to shoot a quick blog post today. Just got done with a fantastic event with Dr. Joe Wallach. He came in town. We spent a lot of time together for a couple days. You can read about that a little bit on one of my blog posts. But what's got me so excited is that we've got an event coming up in March 16th to be exact. It's going to be a Super Saturday event. So far we've got commitments from some of the leaders of the company. Andre Vaughn's planning on coming down for the event. $1 Million Man Dale Johnson's going to come down, and of course Dr. Wallach's already committed. He's going to come in town for the event. So I'm really excited about what's coming up in the future. What I wanted to do today though is I want to shoot a quick blog post about something that I saw recently. I wanted to share something that about a video that I watched with Tony Robbins. I found it extremely interesting, and it was kind of funny too, because even though this is the first time that I've seen this concept that he laid out in this video, I could see where it's something that I have actually practiced in my own life throughout the years. Let me share something here with you just a second. He started out with drawing this these four little boxes like this. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that on the video, but I think you can agree with me that everybody has a potential. They have unlimited potential. Okay, so we hear stories all the time where people have had major successes in their lives, yet they come from some pretty dire and horrific backgrounds. So you can agree with me that everybody has potential. Everybody has an unlimited amount of potential. Now, whether or not you tap into that potential or not depends on what type of action you take. Okay, so the action then leads to a result. And then those results then create a belief in what type of potential you have for your future. That belief then affects your entire potential about what you can achieve, and so life continues in this circle that your perceived belief affects your potential affects the actions that you take, those actions then affect the results that you're going to have, and those results that you have then reinforce the beliefs that you have. So it's a continuing circle there. Now, I saw this all the way back in high school, and I've really never realized it now until looking at this video. If I didn't like a particular subject in high school, then in my case it was history, I took minimal action, which gave me minimal results, which reinforced the fact that I had a belief that I wasn't any good in history and didn't like history. So it continued around this circle. But I had another subject that I excelled in, and that was mathematics. I absolutely love mathematics, so that caused me to take massive action in studying mathematics and trying to learn everything I could. That increased my results to where I had high grades in that subject, which then reinforced the belief that I had fantastic potential in the math subject. So I can see then from those two examples way back in high school days how this concept works. Now, back in 1978, when I graduated from high school, there were really only two career paths that most people took. It was either get a job at a big corporation like Ford or GE or AT&T, or put in your 30 years and then retire, or there was go to college and become a doctor or a lawyer. Well, I had no interest in college back then, and I definitely couldn't see myself doing any type of factory assembly line work. I found that kind of stuff just absolutely monotonous and would drive me nuts. But fortunately for me, I did land a job at AT&T, or at least one of the subsidiaries of AT&T, and I was on the path for success. I was working my way up the corporate ladder. I started out in the residential billing department and worked my way up into the business marketing department. So I was on the path to success there. I had a couple managers that were really interested in me succeeding, and they were trying to groom me and get me into the management training program. So my lifetime career at that point was set, so I thought. Now that brings me to 1985. I had just gotten married the previous year, and we had our new home. We had a new car. I was climbing the ladder of success, and even started going to college part-time to help myself along on that ladder to success. Now, just like a lot of other people my age at that time. Then all of a sudden, everything came crashing down. AT&T had been handed a court order that that they were a illegal monopoly and had to diversify several of their divisions into separate companies. As a result of that diversification and reorganizations, I suddenly found myself without a job. I was unemployed. It was totally devastating. I had no college background, no other experience, didn't know what I was going to do. But fortunately, I knew myself that I had more potential. So the setback didn't destroy me. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know where I would land, but somehow I knew I would pick myself up and pick up where I left off and continue on my path to success. So in the meantime, I started working jobs, multiple odd jobs, whatever I can find, trading a little bit of time for a little bit of money. So it fell into the same habit and same path that most of us fall into. So anyway, I kept watching all the newspaper ads, and I kept watching the classifieds. And one night we came across a infomercial on TV. I don't remember back in those days, infomercials were really big. Late night television was about the only thing that was on. And this infomercial was on real estate investing, and it sounded really intriguing. It sounded really interesting. So I went ahead, my wife and I went ahead and we took that seminar. Now through that seminar, I met a lot of positive, motivated people. This led me to eventually to meet Art Williams and the A.L. Williams Company, which then led me into the financial services industry. And through the financial services industry, I started finding about even more of the motivational, positive people. I learned about Norman Vincent Peale and the Kindred brothers. Zig Ziglar became one of my favorites, and just many more motivational speakers at that time. So all these people reinforced in me that I could be more. That I knew that I didn't really enjoy the direct sales industry, so I kept watching and kept looking for other alternatives out there. And of course, the newspaper was absolutely full of ads for basically two areas of work: sales. There was hundreds of sales ads, and then for some reason at that time there was a lot of ads for pharmacists. So that got me thinking. I planted the seed there, pharmacy. Well, anyway, I was enjoying being around all these positive, motivated people, but I hated that direct sales business. I hated the fact that every day I had to go out and make another sale, because every day I basically started out unemployed. Until I made that sale, I'm unemployed. No commission. There was no residuals, no getting paid over and over and over again on the work I did today throughout my future. So the pharmacist jobs kept getting more and more intriguing and more appealing, and I finally began to seriously explore that as an alternative area for my future. Now, I knew it was going to be a very difficult program to get into. I knew it was going to be really difficult for me to go to college too at that point, because I was an older guy. I actually had my first kid at that point, so I knew it was going to be a very tough situation to get through. But I also knew that my potential was unlimited. That I knew that I could get through anything once I set my mind to it. So I got through pharmacy school at the time. When I started, they were predicting that salaries were going to be in the 30 grand range, which is a lot of money in 1985. And then they were predicting that by the time I graduated, the salaries are going to be up to about 50 to 60 grand. So it was a no-brainer at the time. It was something I had to do. I had to make that leap. I had to go ahead and go into pharmacy school, because I didn't know very many even salespeople that were making that kind of income at that time. Now, I didn't know it then, but I succeeded because I knew that I had that unlimited potential. I didn't really know any of this stuff here, but I just knew that I had that potential. So I knew that by taking this massive action and studying my tail off late at night and studying every hour that I could succeed and graduate and become a pharmacist. And when I did that, that just reinforced my belief that I have unlimited potential for my life. So I graduated from pharmacy school. The salaries were actually even better than predicted, and I started trading my time for that point for a lot of money. Or at least so I thought. Something I discovered about pharmacy, though, is like a lot of corporate jobs, there just wasn't a lot of upward mobility. The salaries continued to increase because of the shortage, so the salaries did continue to go up, but I was motivated to go further. The only way that I could drastically increase my pay, however, was to trade a lot more time for a lot more money, and that's what I did. Before I knew it, I was working as much as 70 hours per week in pharmacy. just to make the income potential that I knew that I could reach, because I knew that I had the potential to be more. A few years later, that I began to realize as my kids got older that my time was a lot more valuable than what I was getting paid, even though I was making an incredible amount of money at the time. That the time away from my family and my kids was a whole lot more valuable to me. And I knew that I had the potential to be more, so I began this journey of trying to look for another way, an alternative. It was a long journey looking at all my options and, of course, regretting a lot of the time that I'd lost. I ran across one day Robert Kiyosaki in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's when I finally realized that I had been trading all my valuable time and for just a little bit of money to get the things that I wanted to have. But I realized that those things didn't pay me back in the form of an income to give me back the time that I'd lost. I realized if I continue as a pharmacist on this path that I've reached my highest income potential, so I had to make a change. I then spent 3 years looking for alternatives. I found multiple companies, multiple types of businesses that I looked at, trying to find an alternative where I could spend a lot of time in the beginning building the business and then having a lot of time in the future where the business pays me back. So I did find one alternative that allows me to build that type of business. It's a business that once I've reached that certain level of success, I will continue to get that paycheck month after month, regardless of the effort that I put in at that point. So I can take time off and not have to worry about whether there's a paycheck coming that month. The traditional people that get to jobs like the doctors and the lawyers, that type of thing, they take time off. They're not getting paid. This type of career that I came across would actually pay me, continue to pay me that residual income the entire time, whether I worked or not. So fortunately for me, I was already researching these different avenues and already had made up my mind of the direction I wanted to go, because at the end of 2011, I was faced with a job loss at my pharmacy. It seems that the chain pharmacies were all finding ways to cut back some of the older pharmacists that were making higher salaries and start bringing in some new pharmacists out of school that are willing to work for a little less, because the pharmacist shortage actually had dried up. So when I lost my job in the pharmacy, even though that was a nice six-figure income, I wasn't devastated, because I knew that I had the potential to do more. That brings me back to what Tony Robbins said in the video. With this business endeavor, my potential is unlimited. I personally know several people that are making multiple six-figure incomes, even a few that are actually making seven-figure incomes. So I know the potential for this type of business is unlimited. I know that a lot of these high-income earning guys and gals, they took massive action in the early years of the business, and the results now that they're having are paying them off big time. So that's just reinforcing my belief that this is the type of business that I need to be going into, a business that has unlimited potential. I know that I'll soon replace my pharmacist income and not have to trade in massive amounts of time anymore like I did in the past to create that income and to make that income. I'm creating a residual income stream that will continue to pay me regardless if I go to work or take a day off, take some vacation, spend some time with my grandkids. The only regret is that I didn't discover this years ago. I'm so excited about what I'm doing. I really want to share with you how I can teach you to create some additional income, earn an extra $500,000 per month, or even that massive income that I know that so many have already earned in this type of business. I want to share with you my plan B, where you can replace your current income and even retire from trading your precious time for money. Now, I've created a website that I'd like to invite you to. I want you to visit. I've put on there a series of short videos that go into this alternative type of career. These videos will take you through a step-by-step process that will give you some idea of what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. After a short introduction from myself, that's the first thing you're going to find when you go to the website. You're going to see a couple videos over on the right-hand side of the screen. One of them shows you what a video is called Plan B, and introduce you that there is a Plan B to success. That's an alternative to what you've been doing all along. There's also a video on there where Robert Kiyosaki discusses this profession and the importance to creating that residual income. Also, there's a video that shows that the current trends in the economy are actually leading us into the next billion-dollar industry. And that getting in this type of business now, you're going to be on the forefront, the front end of a massive trend. So I'd like for you to go to this website, watch the 3 videos that I've got posted there, then contact me. There's a simple form on the website where you can just fill out the information and contact me. Or I think, let's see, my phone number is up at the top right-hand side of the video of the screen, actually top right-hand side, and you'll be able to call me if you like, if you don't want to wait for a response the other way. So I really invite you to take a look at what I'm so excited about. I have unlimited potential now. I'm taking massive action. Like I said, I've got Dr. Wallach and these other business leaders coming to town in mid-March. So my business is taking off. It's exploding right now. I'm expanding the business into other areas outside of Louisville. I'd still want to get some more help in Louisville because I've got a lot of work to do here. There's a massive population in Louisville that's just totally untapped. But I am expanding. My goal is to have my business go from Chicago all the way down to Florida. So I invite you to go to the website and take a look. It's Plan B for Success. That's Plan B, the word FOR, success.com. So visit planbforsuccess.com, watch the 3 videos that I've got on there, fill out the contact form or give me a call, and we'll get together and I'll share with you how I can help you have the same unlimited potential for success that I have. It's been a great day. I'll talk to you soon.